Tell me, what is a communication? Anybody?
Exchange of information.
Exchange of information. Okay, very good. Any more? What do you mean by communication?
Interaction between two people.
What? Come again?
Interaction between two people.
Interaction between two people. Okay. Try to be technical. Okay.
Exchange of the data between two members.
What? Come again?
Exchange of the data.
Exchange of the data between
Two members.
two members. Okay. Are you reading the screen?
Sending
or
and receiving information, ma'am.
Sending and receiving information. Okay, you'll see what the communication, right? So the communication is nothing but a two-way transmission and reception of data streams. So whether it may be a people or maybe a devices or a network or whatever it is, communication will be a two-way transmission of and reception of data streams. So that data stream may be of a voice, text, or a multimedia or a graphics or whatever it is. If there is a two-way transmission of data stream between any 2 points or any 2 people or any 2 devices, then it could be called as the communication. If there is a two-way transmission and reception of the data streams between any 2 points or any 2 devices or any 2 destinations, then it will be called as communication. Okay. So this particular data streams may include a voice, data, or any text. The data includes a text, images, or any multimedia content like audio or video files. Right. So this particular data streams may be consisting of a voice, data, or any individual files, or any multimedia content like audio or video files, or any graphical content, and whatever it is. And all those data streams will be considered in terms of mobile communication as signals. They will be considered as in the form of signals in terms of mobile communication, right? So our data streams will be considered as the signals here. So these signals will be transmitted and received by those 2 points where we are being considering or conventioning as the communication is taking place. Those signals has to be transmitted through some transmission media. Those signals has to be transmitted through some transmission media. And those transmission media, already know about those transmission media, and that is, you can also see those may include a fiber optic or a wired communication or a wireless medium. So there will be a wired medium, or there may be a wireless medium, or maybe any optical fiber. So this particular wired or wireless medium is different from the optical fiber medium. So these signals has to transmitted and received through any of this transmission media. That is through a wireless media, or through a wired media, or a fiber communication media. Okay. So everybody clear? I think everybody clear about the communication, right? Communication is nothing but a two-way transmission and reception of data streams. Those data streams may include a data like text or a voice or any multimedia content like video or a graphical content, whatever it is. And these signals or these data streams can be considered as the signals in terms of the mobile communication. Whereas these signals will be get transmitted between those two parties, where we are considering as the communication has been taking place between those two parties, will be transmitted through some media. And that particular media could be a wired media or a non-wired media or a wireless medium, or maybe a fiber optic media, right? So these signals will be transmitting through transmitting media in a two-way fashion. That is, both transmission and reception will be happen between any 2 points, right? And next one is coming to the mobile communication. So what could be the mobile communication? How it is different from the normal communication? See, the communication parties where you are being considering is another any two devices or any two persons or any two destinations. Those may be stable or may not be stable. In terms of communication, we may talk about like we are not going to be considered as whether they may be mobilizing parties or maybe non-mobilizing parties. That is whether they may be static or may not be static. So in that case, how you are going to be considered as? That is, communication may be involving both the mobilizing parties and the non-mobilizing parties. So if the corresponding communication consisting of mobilizing parties, then the communication will be called as the mobile communication. So the communicating parties or the communicating points or communicating devices are going to move. They will not be static. So how they could be they will not be static. So what could be the variations? Whether those 2 points has to be get varied or only one can be or one may not be. So that can be possible or that can be discussed here, right? See, the mobile communication is nothing but entailing the transmission of data to and from handheld devices. Whereas communication refers with all those type of devices, not only the handheld devices. They may be devices that can be imparted in Almira, or they can be imparted in the shelf, or they may be imparted on the terrace. Okay, the communication pattern can be done through any type of media or any type of places or any type of communication points. Whereas the corresponding mobile communication will be done as to and fro fashion in the corresponding handheld devices itself. So what the mobile communication is? Now tell me what the mobile communication is.
Transfer of data
Transfer of
within
data.
devices.
Okay. Transfer of data with the handheld devices. Communication is nothing but transmission of data between 2 parties. That is already we know, right?
Transfer of data between wireless devices, ma'am.
Wireless devices. Are you
Yes.
sure?
Mobile is a wireless device. If we
Okay.
communicate from one mobile to the other mobile, the transformation occurs wireless only, no, ma'am. There are no wires connected.
The mobile communication may also have the wired communication. That's what you have discussed now. We'll see how they will be.
Means we have the wireless network, no, ma'am.
Yeah, of course. But through Wi-Fi, you are going to be connecting through some mobiles, isn't it or not? In practical.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
Wi-Fi will be wired or not? Only some routers are
Wi-Fi
wireless.
wired, ma'am.
Right? Isn't it or
Yes,
not?
ma'am.
So that is going to be giving the
Yes,
signals for our mobile. Right? So our mobile
Yes,
is a wireless, whereas the router or a modem will be wired one.
Wired one.
Isn't it? Got it or not?
Yes.
So that the mobile communication entails the transmission of data to and from the handheld devices. That is, 2 or more communicating devices may be involved in the mobile communication. And here they are saying that at least one is handheld. Here they are saying is at least one is handheld. The example what we are discussing now is the router or maybe the modem. That could be handheld or it is going to be static. It is static, right? We are going to be setting in a certain position in our home or office or whatever it is in a building. Whereas mobile is going to be carried by ourselves and it is going to be moving, right? Got it or not?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So the mobile communication may also consist of the devices that are communicating with the wire and also wireless points. So the transmission of data will be done here in this mobile communication between two or more communicating devices, among which one of the device could be a handheld device, and the location of the device may vary locally or globally. So the mobile communication, here the meaning comes in. The device is going to be mobilizing. The device is going to be moving either locally or globally. Its location may be pointed out locally or globally. And that particular communication, depending upon the local or global location of the point of that particular device existence, the communication may take place through the either wired network, wireless network, or any distributed or diversified networks, not only between a specific static network or any specific design network. It may be communicated, that is the mobile communicating devices, among which one of the devices is a handheld device and other maybe or other type of category of devices. There may be wired or wireless or any other devices. They may be mobilizing locally or globally, situating or positioning at different positions, that is geographically. They are going to be communicating through any wireless network or any distributed or any diversified network. That comes the mobile communication. Communication is purely the transmission of the data, that is two-way transmission of the data between any 2 points, that may be mobilizing points or non-mobilizing points. That is only the communication of the data consisting of data streams involving voice, text, graphics, or whatever it is, transmitting in the form of a signals through some transmission media, wired, non-wired, or a fiber optic. Whereas mobile communication entails the same transmission of the data from handheld devices, among which one of the device should be a handheld one, whereas other may be of another category. Whereas the handheld device is going to be positioning itself locally or globally at any place. It may be varying. And that particular communication between those mobile devices or any connected devices will be done through the wireless network or any distributed network or any diversified networks. So that is the communication or the mobile communication. That is communication or the mobile communication. And coming to the fundamentals of the mobile communication that we want to learn, that is we have to get aware before entering into the mobile computing paradigm. So what is a mobile computing? What is the actual syllabus? What we are going to learn in this particular mobile computing? To know or to get into the actual paradigm of it or environment, we have to identify what are all the fundamentals that we have to get aware in the mobile communication. So in this mobile communication, we have to learn about the transmission medium, signals, frequencies and propagation, modulation techniques, antennas, network and protocols. Right. So what is a transmission medium? What are all these signals, frequencies and propagation? And what is the modulation technique, antennas, network and protocols? The transmission medium is a one which is going to conveying our signals from one point to the another point. Who are being communicating? Whatever may be the machines or maybe the people or any point of communication that are being communicating through which medium? That is, the means of communication is what? Through which we are going to be communicating the data streams. Through which you are going to communicating the data streams. How these data streams are being communicated or transmitted from one point to the another point. That is nothing but the transmission medium. And coming to the signals, what sort of signals are being transmitted through this transmission medium? Whether they are the electrical signals or maybe the electronic signals or electromagnetic signals or any digital signals. What sort of signals are being transmitting through the transmission media? The signals may be of electrical, electronic, electromagnetic or a digital signal. And coming to the frequency of the signal, depending upon the transmission media that you are going to use in between two communicating points or two computing devices, the signal frequencies are going to be varied. How far they are being apart and what sort of signal that you are going to processing and in which transmission media are sending the signals. Depending upon that, the frequency of the signal will be decided. And next one is propagation. How the signal will be propagated. That is nothing but how it is being is.
Ma'am, a small doubt, ma'am.
Is
Ma'am, does mobile communications also include about radios?
yeah,
Radio transfer?
yeah.
Okay.
We are coming to that point itself. I mean, while discussing the
Yes,
frequencies, we are able to know that what sort of frequencies falls under the radio frequencies, what are of TV frequencies, what are for our network frequencies. That is nothing but internet frequencies. Okay, so all these we are going to discuss in terms of frequencies. Okay, while discussing with the
Yes,
frequencies, we will come to know that what are all the frequencies, right? And coming to the propagation, how the signal will be propagating, whether through, are you able to see the screen? Hello, Gautami?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sure. So how the signal is being propagating, whether through land, whether through wire, or whether through air on land or any wire, how the propagation of the signal will be done. Okay, depending upon the transmission media you are going to use, the propagation fashion will be changed, right? So first we have to decide what transmission media is to be used in between two communicating points. Depending upon the transmission media, we will be deciding either electrical, electronic, electromagnetic, or digital signal is to be used, which sort of frequency of the signal has to be chosen, and how the signal has to be propagated. And next one is modulation techniques. That is, the signal strength will be only limited to the certain distance of communication. That is, if the communicating points are very distant apart, then the signal strength will not be sufficient to reach the destination from the source. Then you are not able to have the data completely if you are been transmitting the data, or you are unable to hear the voice if it is being voice signal, or you are not getting any graphical data in a clear manner. So that in that cases, that is, if the communication points are very far apart, and if there are any disturbances in between the transmission medium while transferring the signals from one communication point to the another communication point, then you are implementing the modulation techniques, which are amplifying the signal strength, that is increasing the signal strength or boosting the signal strength to its maximum while it is reaching the destination. That is, while end user is going to be receiving the signal, he has to receive as it is in the form of the signal that has been sent by the source. That is, the other end user who has been sent the signal or the data stream, it is to be reached by the other user where he is being communicating with, whom with he is going to be communicating with. The same data has to be reached by the destination user also, so that the signal, if it is being fluctuating or it is being getting dim or it is going to be lowering its strength while reaching the destination, then in middle or in between you are going to modulating the strength of the signal. Those are called as the modulation technique. Hello? Hello? Hello, able to you hear?
Yes, ma'am. Now we
Yes,
are
ma'am.
able to hear, ma'am.
It's suddenly gone off.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't know why it is being. Okay. Right. So the antennas are here in order to propagate the signal to the various directions. That is, wherever may be the point of communication existing, whether it has been moving or whether it has been static, it has to reach the destination. So while doing so, these antennas are being aiding us in order to propagate the signal in various directions. That is, the signal shouldn't be get oriented or it is going to be get deviated to the other direction instead of the direction that we want to send. To which direction that we want to send the data, in that direction itself the data has to be sent. If it is a wired medium, obviously it will be connected with a wire. Otherwise, instead of a wire, if you are using a air, or any other wireless media, then the signal, that is if it is any satellite signal, then it is to be get received, and again it has to be propagated to the corresponding workstations or the down stations on the ground, right? So that particular antennas will be useful for the communication of the signals, whether they may be the TV frequencies or the TV signals, radio signals, or a satellite or a digital signal, or the mobile signals, that is telecommunication signals, whatever it is. And next one is network and protocols. Coming to our version, that is what sort of network through which all these mobile communication signals, data streams are going to be propagating through or transmitting through, which type of model that you are going to use for transmitting the data through this network. And to propagate or to send the data through this particular network that is being chosen for a communication, what sort of protocols that you are going to follow. Already you are knowing about, or you are aware of what are all the networks and what are all the protocols. Any communication pattern consists of a network design or a plan or a model, and a protocol is used to be followed in order to follow through the network design to send the signals from source to the destination, right? So these are the fundamentals of the mobile communication we have to get aware in order to get into the mobile computing environment. What we have to go through, what is the transmission medium that is to be kept in between two communication points, or and next one is what are all the signals that we will be sending through this particular transmission medium, and frequencies of those signals, and propagation techniques used for propagation of the sending of the signal frequencies, and boosting the signal frequencies while transmitting through the longer distances, and propagating the signals in required directions using the antennas, and what sort of network models or the designs we are using in order to connect all the communicating points and to reach the corresponding source and the destination, and linking them using certain protocols itself. Okay, clear? So these are the fundamentals that we have to go through the mobile communication. Right, coming to the transmission medium. So in the transmission medium section, we are having the two types of transmissions: guided transmission and unguided transmission. In the transmission medium section, we are having the guided transmission and the unguided transmission. So what is a guided transmission? Nothing but the name implies here guiding. Somebody is going to guiding the signal along with it. Somebody is guiding the signal along with it. So which are going to be guiding the signal? Here the metal wires or the optical fibers are going to be guiding our signal to reach the source, from source to the destination. That is, here they may be called as the wired transmission media. So we are talking about the wired transmission media. You are being connecting the communicating points using the wires now. So what are those wires? Maybe they may be the metal wires or maybe the optical fibers. So these may be called as the guided transmission media. Metal wires or the optical fibers are going to be guiding our signals reaching from source to the destination for transmission of our data. So as they are going to be guiding our signal to reach from source to the destination, this particular transmission media will be called as the guided transmission, right? And the guided transmission is going to be carrying the electrical signals. Guided transmission is going to be carrying the electrical signals along with them, and those guided transmission will be of 4 categories. Those guided media will be, and their frequencies will be of 4 categories. Whether you are able to see the screen clearly or not, I'm going to reading out the guided media categories. One is the optical fiber, second one is coaxial cable, third one is twisted pair cable, and fourth one is power lines. Totally 4 guided media we are having. One is the optical fiber, second one is coaxial cable, and third one is twisted pair cable, and fourth one is power line. We know all about the power lines. We are about to see in general. Whenever you'll go out, the power lines have been running over the different houses and the buildings in the city, right? And that particular power lines are going to communicating. They are also guided media through particular metal wires. You are going to transmitting the signals, electrical signals, and those signals are going to be working under below 525 kilohertz of frequency. Their frequency will be below 525 kilohertz, right? And coming to the twisted pair cable, this twisted pair cable will be consisting of two cables, pair, okay? Pair of cables will be there, and they will be get twisted with each other. Already everybody know about the wiring of the houses, isn't it? Anybody has saw the wiring of the houses? Electrical wiring. Anybody respond? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen the electrical wiring of a house? Or okay. Or you can observe any electrical appliances. We can see the two wires from that particular point of power. One is the positive one and one is the negative one. And those two
Negative
wires, isn't it or not? Those two wires will be of two colors. And those two wires will be folded across with each other. They will be twisted to each other. They will not be individually set, and they will be twisted with each other. They will be twisted like our hair tails, isn't it? So they will be twisted like our hair tail. Only two pair of cables will be there. Either yellow or red will be followed, or yellow or green will be followed, color of that particular cable. Within that particular cable, that is power, what is called as rubber cable. Under that particular rubber cable, we will be having the copper strands will be there. Using that particular copper strands itself, we will be connecting with the appliances, whether it may be a fan, whether it may be a plug, or whatever it is, whether it is a bulb or whatever it is. The twisted pair cable is going to be used. That is also one of the guided media. A particular copper strand binded by a rubber material, that is called as a twisted pair cable. And for 2 kilometers of space to occupy by the twisted pair cable, it is working under 100 kilohertz of frequency. For 2 kilometers of space, the twisted pair cable is going to be the 100 kilohertz of frequency signal can be transmitted through that particular twisted pair cable. And if it is up to only the 200 meters, that is 100 meters, if it is of 200 meters, then it is going to be working under 200 megahertz. The twisted pair cable will be working under those two categories. And coming to the coaxial cable, and mostly known cable by you, that is, anybody know about the coaxial cable? Any idea? Everybody know about your cable wire, right? Cable TV. Somebody answer me.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody know? Have you seen the cable wire?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? How it is been? It is having an axial point of copper strand surrounded by a particular plastic white shield, surrounded by a netted silver thread and surrounded by a black thread. There will be a single cable, but a single axis of copper strand will be in between the cable. And that cable is going to be working for 40 meters with 500 megahertz. That coaxial cable is going to be carrying you both the video and audio frequencies or data streams along with it up to 40 meters under 500 megahertz. Obviously, the frequency signal of the coaxial cable and the power line are same, whereas the power of the coaxial cable will not be that much of not dangerous when compared to the power line. Okay, coaxial cable is also having certain power within it, but it is only negligible volts, whereas power line is going to be 240 kilohertz, 240 hertz of 240 kilovolts of our household appliances. Coaxial cable is also having some power within it, but only a single copper strand will be there, and it is going to be surrounded by a plastic shield, surrounded by a net silver thread, and next followed by a particular black shield which is connected to our TVs or whatever called as set-top boxes. Set-top boxes, you are going to be connecting the set-top boxes with that particular wire, and the wire is going to be again the boxes will again connected to our televisions. Right? And coming to the optical fibers, I think already this is also been known by you, isn't it? All our networks and all our systems, all our modems, all are going to be connected with the optical fibers itself. The communication, the digital communication is purely done by the optical fibers, and they are going to be working at 2 into 10 power heads of frequency until 1000 kilometers. So the kilometer range has been varying among those 4 guided media, which is very far high with the optical fiber when compared to the other guided media and the frequencies. Optical fiber is going to be, it's going to be imparting its communication until 1000 kilometers with 2 into 10 power 4 heads of frequency, whereas coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, or the power lines are not extending to that particular much of distance. Okay, so all these guided media and their frequencies are going to be having the multiple sources can be transmitted simultaneously, even though they are being guided media, even though they are being connected with the mobile communicating points, multiple sources can be connected, whereas those connectivities may be of complex in nature if the connectivities or the connections are going to be getting increased, but multiple sources can be transmitted simultaneously using the optical fiber or maybe the coaxial cable, and whatever it is, a directed path will be there. That is the identification we have to find out whenever we will use the guided media. That is either maybe a power line or maybe a twisted pair cable or a coaxial cable or the optical fiber. We are going to have a direct one-to-one or point-to-point path will be there, so that the interference or the disturbances to the actual original signal will be lesser when compared to the unguided media. Okay, so as they are being shielded by a particular cover, or they are being transmitting through particular media or a metal, a particular path, or a single object will be used for transmitting the signals, a copper strand or a fiber strand or a power line will be used, the disturbances for the particular signal will be lesser as they are following a single path between one communication to the another communication. That is the advantage of the guided media, right? So this is about the guided media that you are going to discuss about, right? And coming to the advantages. So what you are being discussed here, transmission along a directed path from one point to another. Advantages of the guided transmission is we can communicate from one point to another directly without any crosstalks, without any deviations, without any disturbances. We will have the communication from one point to the another point. And in practical and in real time, there will not be any specific disturbances or any specific crosstalks that come into this particular medium, as it is a hardware directly. They won't try or they will not come into our communication line. Okay, and using the multiplexing or coding, a large number of signal sources simultaneously can be transmitted. That is by using some hardware helping circuitry, like multiplexing or demultiplexing from one to one or one to many or many to many. We can increase number of connections by using this guided media also, even though it seems some complex, or it may result with the total damage of the system if the signal goes wrong, or if the power goes wrong, or if the frequency goes wrong. It may lead to some problems, but if we can design them using certain multiplexing and demultiplexing techniques and using certain proper coding and designing among the connectivity between the point-to-point connections, whether with the optical fiber, whether with the coaxial cable, or with the twisted pair cable, whatever the media that you are going to use, we can maintain the multiple connectivity in communication. Okay, so what are all the advantages of guided transmission? Tell me, what is the first one? There will be a directed path between point of communications, right? There will not be interference in transmission from the external sources, and multiple connectivity is possible using the proper multiplexing and coding techniques. Right. And coming to the disadvantages, what could be the guided transmission medium disadvantages? See here, the signal transmitter and the receiver will be fixed. As we are going to use the wired medium or guided medium, obviously the source and the destination has to be fixed in between. That is the first disadvantage. No mobility of the transmission and reception points. And the number of transmitter and receiver system limits the total number of interconnections possible. How the system is going to be transmitting the data, how the receiver is going to be receiving the data, is depending upon the total number of interconnections. As already told you that while discussing with the advantages, even though it is having the chance of having the multiple connections with proper multiplexing and coding techniques, whenever there is an increase of connectivity in the perception of hardware, we will be having the less standard of transmission of signal. That is, the standard of quality of the signal will be getting low whenever there will be a multiple connectivity of wired communication between the communication points. Okay, so what could be the disadvantages of a guided transmission? Signal transmitter and the receiver will not be in mobile position. That is, there will not be any mobility. Those two has to be static in position of them. They could be connected with any one of the guided media. Either they may be connected with a twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, or a power line, or whatever it is. They has to be remain static. And even though using the same sort of connectivity, many number of devices can be connected intact, but the quality of the data that is being received through these multiple connections using the multiplexing will be going to getting down. So that is about the guided transmission media, the advantages and also the disadvantages. Right. So coming to the unguided media, nothing but wireless transmission. Nobody is going to guiding our transmitting signal. Nobody is going to be guiding our transmitting signal. Wherever it wants to go, it has to be simply go in air. Right? That is nothing but wireless communication or a wireless transmission of signal. So that what you are going to do for this unguided media or unguided transmission, to go the signal or to leave the signal to go for its destination, what we have to do? We are going to transmitting the electrical signals to the guided transmission media. But if you are not using any guided media, how the signal has to be transmitted from the source to the destination? So for that one, the electrical signal through which guided media are sending from source to the destination, it has to be first transformed into the electromagnetic signals. The electrical signal which is being transmitted through the guided media has to be transformed into the corresponding electromagnetic signal. Then the electromagnetic radiation of the signal has to be done in order to reach its destination. The electromagnetic signal is having the capability to propagate in certain frequency range in air to reach the destination for a distance, for a specific distance. The electromagnetic signal will have the capability to reach the destination in a specific distance, having certain frequency which is being radiated by some electromagnetic radiation device. So here the unguided media are nothing but they are going to be guiding the electromagnetic signals to reach from a source to the destination. Whatever the electrical signals that are sent through the guided media or wired media will be converted into the electromagnetic signals first, and they will be sent into the air through the electromagnetic radiation. The radiation will be done by the antennas. So where these antennas are going to be used, they will not be in between the communicating points. They will not be one of the communicating points. We will be getting confusion that where these antennas will be used. So these antennas are being useful for us for electromagnetic radiation. Whether they are communicating in between the satellite and the user, one Earth station to the another Earth station, or one user to the another user, and whatever it is, they will just transmitting or they will be radiating the electromagnetic signal from source to the destination. So here also the unguided transmission is also following certain frequency bands. That is how the electrical signals are going to have certain frequencies. Electromagnetic signals are also having certain frequency bands or the electromagnetic spectrums. Whereas electrical signals are being specified only with the frequency name. Whereas electromagnetic signals are going to be specified with the special name called as electromagnetic spectrum. This electromagnetic spectrum is going to be conveying you the data streams of various frequencies in a limited range of frequencies. That is, in a set of or a range of frequencies, we can convey multiple type of data streams. In a set of frequencies, we can convey multiple data streams, right? That particular electromagnetic spectrum in your language to know or to get easily, we are talking about like 2G, 3G, 4G or 5G, right? The 2G is going to be one of the electromagnetic spectrum which is possessing certain frequency band to convey the information pertaining to certain data streams. And 3G is an advanced version of the 2G, accommodating some more data into that particular frequency spectrum. And 4G is another version of the 3G, and coming 5G is more advanced version where it is going to be having the coaxing or combining of the video and audio in a single signal itself. That is the speciality of the 5G. Whether you people know about or not, 5G is going to be accommodating the frequencies in its electromagnetic spectrum in which no audio and video signals will be separately sent from source to the destination. Both are going to be carrying on a single carrier signal. That is, both are going to be conveyed using a single signal itself. That is the speciality of the 5G. Okay, I think now you are being aware of what is the electromagnetic spectrum, right? That is the difference between the frequencies of the electrical signals and electromagnetic spectrum of the electromagnetic signals or the unguided medium signals, right? So this is about the unguided transmission medium, right? So now here you are going to ending the session. Why? Because it is a time for going for the next session. Now in the next class we'll be moving to the advantages and the frequencies of the unguided transmission media, and how the antennas will be useful for us, frequency ranges, all those things will be discussing in the next class. So in this class we have been discussed about what is the communication, what is the mobile communication, difference between the communication and the mobile communication, what are all the fundamentals that you are going to discuss in the mobile communication, how you are able to identify what is the transmission media, what is the signals, what are the frequencies, what are the propagation, what are the networks and the protocols that you are going to follow in the mobile communication environment. So before getting into the mobile computing environment, we have to learn about the fundamentals of mobile communication. In that fundamentals, we are at the first point discussing about the transmission media. In that transmission media, we discussed about the guided transmission media in which signals are being transmitted through wire, and you are entering into the unguided transmission media where there will not be any wires. Transmission of the data will be done with the electromagnetic radiation using the antennas. So what could be the antennas, how the transmission will be done, all those going to be happen in the next class. Okay. Now leaving the session. Thank you.